Hey, Xiaomi here and welcome back to my channel. I hope that you're doing well, and today is going to be a weekly reading vlog. I haven't done one in a while and I really want to get back into them just because I feel like I missed them. I feel like I started getting back into reading and then all of a sudden I just drifted out of it, and especially with my writing, because I started writing as of late, I think I haven't paid much attention to reading and I really want to start again. So today I decided that I was just going to stop procrastinating, and I told myself, you know what, just start an audiobook, start a middle grade, which is something that I really want to read. I want to read a lot more middle grade, and that's something that I've been doing, and I decided to pick up this is something that I already had picked up, but I restarted the chapters just because I felt like I wasn't paying attention to anything. But I'm reading The Jumbies by Tracy Baptist. So far I'm really enjoying it. Like, I like the audiobook. The audiobook gives a lot of, you know, different intonations, which is something that I really do like. And I always have to appreciate when like a book includes songs or folklores from, you know, the background of the story. So I think that that's something that, you know, keeps me intrigued and something that I really do like. I'm still in the spooky reads, sort of kind of Halloween-ish books. That's what I'm really intrigued to pick up, and that's all I've been picking up as of late. But I do want to start picking up contemporaries, especially aimed towards Christmas books. Unfortunately, I don't have that many seasonal books, and I really do want to get into a little bit more Christmas books. And like I did with like Halloween, I also want to find more sort of spooky Halloween-ish kinds of books, because those are the ones that I really do love the most. And I've been finding a few, which I'm really grateful for. The other one that I'm reading is Bruja Born by Soraya Cordova. This is the second book in the Brooklyn Bruja series, and one of my favorite series so far. And I decided to pick up the second book just because I finished Labyrinth Lost, and I really want to read the third and final book, which is In Rose's Perspective, and I'm dying to read that one. So I did read a little bit more. I'm right now on page 40, but I was like, I'm going to read this one because today is my day off from writing. Today I don't want to pay attention to any writing. Today I just want to have a me day. Today is supposed to be a me day because I already told myself that yesterday. Today I'm going to put a movie, I'm going to read, and I'm going to light a candle, and that is going to be my ambience and my mood for today. Hey, so I hope that you're doing well. Today is November 19th. Today is Thursday. I'm still in my PJs because today is a day that it was to recharge batteries. It's a holiday for us, and I was just so excited to have it off, honestly. And besides that, I've been doing a lot of cleaning and whatnot, but I decided to pick up a book. I was in the holiday festive mood, and I wanted to pick up a Christmassy book, and I was just like, you know what? I want to have a nice read where it's Christmassy related, where maybe possibly it might be a cute romance, maybe a swoon-worthy romance, and toss in a little smut because heck, why not? I'm in the mood for that. And then I saw a book, Salud mi amor. Then I saw a book and I was like, you know what? I've read from these authors before. Let me pick this book up because maybe, possibly 2 out of those 3, it's gonna give me. So, you know that feeling when you actually want something and then you have it and it turns out to be a disappointment? Well, that's what happened. Oh my god. I picked up In a Holidays by Christina Lauren. I had previously read Roomies from Christina Lauren, and this is a book that actually introduced me to this duo, so I freaking loved that book and I really enjoyed their writing. So I was like, okay. Then I picked up Josh and Hazel's Guide to Not Dating. Freaking love that book as well. I decided to pick up Autobiography. While I wasn't a huge fan, I appreciate what they did with the book, and I really did like certain aspects of that book. So I saw this book, In a Holidays. The cover alone screamed Christmas, and I was just like, oh my god, this is perfect. Maybe 2 on those scenarios, it's gonna give me what I want. And you know what? I ended up giving it 2 out of 5 stars. So you might ask yourself, what happened? And you know what? That's also what I really want to know. First of all, I really did like the synopsis, and I really did like the beginning of the story. I thought that You know, the synopsis sounded intriguing, you know, basically Christmassy vibes, and it's like our main character is stuck in a loop and they have to relive the same day over and over again. I also blame Supernatural for this. I blame that episode where Dean has to relive his death over and over again, and Sam has to become a sleuth and investigate what is happening to roughly both of them because they're stuck in the same day. Sort of the same scenario with In a Holidays. The only problem is that she's taken back a little bit further and it's roughly leading up to those days. And while I know that a Supernatural episode has nothing to do with a book, In a Holidays, it had that Groundhog Day effect, you know, and I wanted to be entertained. Honestly, I thought that In a Holidays could have done without the time loop scenario because it actually cemented nothing in the story and it actually didn't propel the story any further. And there was even an instant where it was just like there to be there, but it wasn't a part of the story. It didn't actually provide anything enticing in the story. Is, you know, it was honestly, it was underwhelming. The romance was underwhelming. A lot of the details were lackluster, and just the story as a whole, I think that the beginning until the incident happens is really entertaining and I really enjoyed that aspect of the story. But then when it continues, it's just a lot of the things felt underdeveloped. A lot of the things felt like they were just being said, and I had a lot of instances of this tell versus show scenario, especially with the romance, which is something that I didn't root for, and it's also something that I really did not like. I do have to admit that the only thing that I really did like was the fact that, you know, our main character sees a few things and there is a little character arc from her, so that I have to appreciate. And I also thought that we had grown-ass adults acting like teenagers, and I was just over that. There was a lot of like hiding. No, I don't know where this is going to lead to, so we're not gonna do this. And I'm like, while part of me understands that they didn't want to be a burden in the family, still, you're fucking grown-ass adults. Also, like, I didn't feel any Christmassy vibes from this book, like, at all. If it wasn't for the beginning, after that, I felt no kind of Christmassy vibes. I was really excited when it was over. That's the most that I can say. And it was sad because, like, I really wanted to like this book. I did purchase a few Christmassy books, so I hope that they arrive on time and that they have that feel to it. And also some of them sound really, really interesting. So I can't wait to actually get to them. Hi, so I hope that you're doing well. Today is Saturday. Right now it is 1:40. I'm still in my pajamas just because, like, this morning, TMI, but I woke up with a lot of pain because I'm in my period, and then I just wanted to forget about that pain, so I took a pill, and then I decided to clean a few things around because I had to fold my laundry, which I needed to do that because I did it yesterday and I didn't fold anything. And I also wanted to rearrange one of my bureaus. I've been meaning to read this book, and the one that I'm speaking about is The Girl and the Ghost by Hannah Alkaf. I received this book in one of my Outcrate Junior rep packages, and I freaking adored this book so much. I gave it 5 out of 5 stars. This was just such a wholesome and such a beautiful story about friendship, and also discovering, in a sense, the value of family and also what's important to you and basically who is important around your life. And I freaking just adored everything about this book. And it also takes place in Malaysia. I've never read a book that takes place in Malaysia because there were subtle hints and just little things that were being mentioned, and I was like, wait, does this take place somewhere in Asia? And then, you know, the place was finally given, and I was like, oh my god, I've never read a book here. And I was just like, I learned so much, honestly, because there were things that I didn't even really know, you know. But if you don't know anything about The Girl and the Ghost, it's basically that we have Suraya, and she doesn't know that eventually she's going to be bonded to a ghost. And I wasn't expecting to love and also empathize with the ghost as much as I did. I also love the character arc of basically a lot of the characters in this book. As minimal of a role that they might have played, they were pivotal in everything that happened. And then the ending with the revelation, I was just like, this is so beautiful. So Soraya is bound to the ghost, and she names the ghost Pink. is sort of jealous. He doesn't want her to be around anybody else. She decides one day, well, it's basically something that Pink mentions, but she forms a bond with somebody and he doesn't like it, so he becomes a dark force because he was bred to be a dark force. They're called, it's right here, oh, Pelicit, I think it's Pelicit. I keep on forgetting how to pronounce it, but it does a lot of things and she gets mad, and then there's a lot of things that happened and a lot of things that ensue, and roughly they just have to try and discover a few secrets that, you know, were hidden that she didn't even know about. And also there's something that's after Pink and eventually after her, so they have to try and stop this. And also they discover really vital, important information from the characters. Loved also the writing. I think that the author did an amazing job, especially the figurative language that the author used was just spot on. Like, I really loved it. There were also some things that I was like, oh my god, you can tell this is like middle grade related, because it was just like there was one about boogers and I was just like, oh my god, what is this? But I really enjoyed everything about it. And also I have to praise this book. This is the one of the first middle grades that I read that there is not a single Harry Potter reference, and for that I'm gonna bow down to the book, because there were references to so many references to Star Wars, and I was just like, oh my god, I am thriving right now. It was just impeccable. I loved it so freaking much. There were also little hints to, I loved also that the main character's favorite book was A Wrinkle in Time, and I also really did love the other references to the Lord of the Rings. There was one where they mentioned that I'm the third musketeer. So there were a lot of really interesting references that I was just really grateful that, you know, they weren't Harry Potter related. So for that alone, I give praise for this book. One of my favorite characters has to be Jing, because Jing is the friend that basically introduces Soraya to Star Wars and everything in general. So I have to admit that I really did love all of these three characters. And the mother, while at first I was just like, why are you so like distant with Soraya? And it was just like, it felt like in instances like she didn't love her. But we understand at the end what was it that happened. But this book was just beautiful. The writing was impeccable, and just the story was amazing. I loved everything about it, and I can't wait for more people to read this, because this book is really, really good. This is really a hidden gem, and I honestly was not expecting to fall in love with this book, and I freaking adored it. So eventually I'm going to be picking it up, maybe next year, we don't know, but it's a great read. I hope more people pick it up, because it is worth the read. It's middle grade, but it can expand to so many different age ranges, because it's just so cute. Like I said, it has those little references of boogers and whatnot, so you know it's aimed towards you know, little kids, but it was just entertaining, and it was just a great story. And there was an instance where there is this bully that I just wanted to, I know that I would have been arrested, but I just wanted to smack her, because honestly. But Pink came in and saved the day. Questionable choices, but I really loved these characters. Again, it was a great read, and I want more people to pick it up. Okay, so what I'm gonna do for right now is that I'm going to be updating my reading journal. I have not updated at all with Labyrinth Lost. And this is a book that I read in October. This is my like spreads for Cemetery Boys, which I freaking adored. And this is one for Serpent and Dove. I really love the way that these spreads are coming out on my reading journal. So I'm just gonna fix October, and then I'm going to I'm going to insert the ones for November, because I've already read a few books and I really want to write down my thoughts before I actually forget them. So that's what I'm gonna do. I forgot to update you on basically Bruja Born. I have read a lot more from this book. On page 128. Again, I'm really enjoying this book. I love the world building, how it's expanding, and also basically Lula and everything that she's going through, and she needs to learn to let go. Like, as hard as it may sound, she needs to learn to let go, because there is more destruction and chaos that she's causing than actually help, you know. So I know that she realizes a lot of things, because this is a reread for me, but I just wish she would have realized it sooner. And also trust her family, you know. You love your family, trust them. You know, you have some questionable decisions, but in the end they're gonna know and they're gonna help you, which is what they've been doing throughout all this course. So I really can't wait to continue reading this, and hopefully I'll get a little bit more into it.